this video is just gonna piggyback off of yesterday's video. Um, I'm gonna give just a quick update on where everything's at with me in this kind of process. So I have three projects that are in different stages right now. You have Crease, which the self-publishing process, which I have now, at least for probably the next month or so, is on hold until I figure out what's happening with my second project, which is, again, I don't really have a working title for it, so I'm just going to call it the wrestling novel, quote unquote. That story right now obviously is in potential, is in a, well, it's currently in a contest right now, a New Voices award contest, and so we'll see what happens with that. Like I said, things do look a bit more promising, with me maybe getting a bit further in the contest than I thought I was going to. But we'll see. So that right there, so the novel's written, and it's just in the middle of a contest, so we're kind of waiting on that. And then finally, we have the last thing, which is my short story collection. And that's pretty much what I'll be working on here this month. As you can see, I have two goals. I couldn't even tell you if I'll even get one of them done. It might not. It might take me the full month just to get one short story written. The first draft of one written, just because I'm in sort of this weird kind of limbo state right now, and I don't feel a great motivation. I don't feel this great drive to get things done quickly right now. It's very common, that especially around August, it seems like with a lot of people, August is when things kind of are a little bit easier. People tend to take life a little bit easier. Even a lot of like the bigger like entrepreneurs that you see that are like on the Instagram and all that stuff, guys like for example Gary V, for example, who takes, who, if you ever watch any of his content, I haven't seen it in a couple of years, but I know he, his stuff used to be all about like, hustling. Even he takes the whole month of August off. Right? So August is a time, I think, for most people that are very busy. It just seems like, like there's a certain period of time where people will take a month to kind of unwind and sort of kind of just I just take it a little bit easier. And I feel like for me, because I'm doing this every day, the month of August is going to be kind of like my easy month. It's just going to be kind of a month where I'm going to go very, very leisurely, very patiently, very persistently, going back to the keyboard. I'm going to have a little bit more fun with it because it's a newer draft, I think. But this is what's going to be happening for this month. Very, very easy. And then when September rolls around, I get some more clarity on the self-publishing process, on potentially what's happening with Going Over, or the wrestling novel. Then we will, from there, kind of figure out what's going to happen with everything else, and I'll be a bit more motivated. Time away is important. Time away from the keyboard is very important. And if you're going to be like me, going at the keyboard every single day, going a bit easier on yourself for about a month can be huge. Just showing up for a month can actually be very, very, very beneficial. There's something to be said for re-energizing. As much as I talk about writing every day, if you don't write every day, there's a big advantage in just being able to be re-energized, with just having kind of an easy month and giving yourself a bit of a pass to have yourself a nice pleasant month. As far as how I thought things were going to go, this is not played out at all the way I imagined it. I had originally, my goodness, at the beginning of the year, I thought I would have about 6 short stories written. I would have Crease self-published, and then next year I would work on self-publishing the wrestling novel myself, because I had not found any agents for it. I think I queried a fair amount too, I think easily 50 agents, I think. But anyways, I figured next year would be me self-publishing the wrestling novel and doing a couple more short stories, and then in 2025, my plan would be to finish the short story collection and then have no projects. So my next, basically 3 years, this year and the next 2 years of work, were pretty much self-contained within these 3 projects, which is excellent. It's very doable. It's a good, challenging amount of work, and yet it's not excessive at all. It's not something that's overly burdensome. It's not something you couldn't pull off. To self-publish one story, self-publish another story, and then get maybe a 10-story short fiction collection done within 3 years. It's not hard, especially when you've already written both novels, or you got a lot of advanced drafts of them. It's not impossible. It requires probably daily attention for sure, but it's not some impossible goal by any means. But just as quickly as I thought that, we have maybe some other things coming up. We'll see. We'll see how everything pans out. Ultimately, I'm just very, very happy at where I'm at. Just when I started this process with this Write Every Day, 550 days ago, wherever it is now, when I had started that out, I had no success other than just rejections. Now I have a lot of rejections, but a lot of rejections from really, 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 really well-respected publications, rejections from that are very, very promising, of you're almost there, the kind that you get where you sort of know you're almost there. I've gotten, obviously, now this with my novel, where, hey, before I probably would never even be acknowledged for some sort of award. Now, potentially making even the initial long list, and potentially even a short list now for this award would be awesome, right? It's much more advanced than where I got, and in truth, that's pretty much what this process is. Publishing industry is a bit like a lot of other industries, where it's a lot of rejections and, some sort of tentative offers, tentative deals, handshake deals that you get. You saw that with the publishing process with Crease, right? You saw that with the publisher I was working with, where it was no guarantee, but hey, we want to see another pass of this, and probably we're going to take you on, and then it just didn't happen, right? For when things fall through, it's a lot of rejection, a lot of things falling through, a lot of tentative sort of offers that are not really ever set in stone, that you sort of take and then they just get rejected, right? Happens all the time in this process. So to start getting more positive ones means you're moving in the correct direction, and that's what I'm all about, is just moving a little bit more each time and getting a little bit better each time. But it's tough. This is very, very, very tough. So with that, I'm going to sign off here. I will see you all tomorrow.